Oh.
Oh, so I think we're probably live. If we're not live now, we will be live shortly. The very lovely Michele Gard, thank you so much for joining me this, well, here it's a fairly miserable lunchtime. I've no idea what it's like there. Michele, please could you just introduce yourselves to people watching and just say, you know, where you come from, what you do, and then we'll do some questions if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem at all. Good to see you, Claire. I'm afraid it's really lovely here, so I'm sorry about that. So I'm Michele Gard. I'm the director of the Countess of Brecknock Hospice Trust. The hospice is based in Andover. It's an NHS hospice, and the charity supports the running costs of the hospice, and also has just finished a £4.6 million capital appeal to build a new hospice, which we moved into in the midst of the pandemic, which was a whole challenge in itself. So we're a very small charity in a small catchment area. We cover Andover, Stockbridge and the surrounding villages, about 38,000 households. So quite a small area. Small charity, so there's myself. We're a very small charity in a small area. Small charity. So
sorry, this is me trying to be efficient and not managing. You're a small charity. I beg your pardon, Michele.
So small charity with a small catchment area. There's myself. So I run the charity. I'm the sole fundraiser, or sole paid fundraiser. I do get quite a nice bit of support from my trustees, which is lovely. And then I am supported by a part-time finance officer and an administrator who also acts as receptionist for the hospice. So that's me, what I'm doing. I've been there 4 years. Absolutely love it. It's brilliant. It's such a privilege to work alongside some amazing dedicated people, and also work with incredible fundraisers, hear stories of the patients and clients we see, and it's a really special place.
Amazing. So just for context, just so you very neatly skirted over your capital appeal and your just tell us the scale of your fundraising, please, over the last couple of years, Michele.
Okay, so since 2017 we've raised £4.6 million to build and equip a new hospice, and then I raise just over £500,000 a year to support the hospice alongside that.
Okay, and that's you and your team of how many fundraisers?
That's me.
Okay.
I've got a good team of trustees, and particularly the chairman has a good experience. I mean, the chairman was instrumental in having a hospice in Andover, so she comes with a wealth of contacts.
Absolutely. And that's not uncommon, is it, for hospices, that either the founder or people who were around during the founding are still involved in one way or another.
Absolutely. And are really passionate about why they are. And, you know, it's one of those places that people have a real love and understanding of what they do in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So you joined Thrive in the first intake, and you are currently the only sole fundraiser within Thrive. So tell people who might be watching, who have seen bits but not a lot, how does Thrive work for you? Tell us what it's like. What do you get out of it?
Okay, so for me, Thrive's a really important part of my week, and also an important part of my own personal development and my own sanity at times. So we've got an amazing group of people who you can talk to quite openly. I mean, some of whom are in enormous teams, some of whom are in medium-sized teams, and there's me. But to be honest, I don't feel that that's any hindrance, because the sessions with the gurus, I suppose to call them.
Let's not call them gurus. Yeah.
You know, those specialists in their field, because it's a small group, I can get a really tailored response to my questions, and others find it is just as useful. So actually, you know, for me and a small charity, we would never ever be able to afford to have access to the level and scope of people that I get through Thrive. It's it's 90 minutes a week where I can concentrate on one subject, on myself, and I do what I can to protect that.
Yeah.
And it's just brilliant to tap into that level of expertise and knowledge and help and support, but also to share with the other the other thrivers, and hear their experiences as well. And actually, most of the time, it doesn't matter what size team you're in. If you're leading a team, you have exactly the same challenges on a lesser or greater extent. And so for me, it's that access to the specialists and the support that they can give you, and knowing that you're not just going to have a one-off session, knowing that, you know, you can take something out of one session and then you can actually come back and go, okay, well, I tried that and that didn't work, or, oh, that was what else can I do to develop it?
Amazing.
And even if you haven't got the time, so for me, corporates is a real opportunity, but I don't have the hours in the day to do what I can. But, you know, the suggestion to just do, well, 30 minutes a week, all of a sudden you think, yeah, well, I can do 30 minutes a week.
Yeah.
You know, and so just a simple thing like that can sometimes just make you think about, you know, what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because, you know, being a sole fundraiser and running the charity and managing staff, even though it's only two of them, you know, it can weigh heavy sometimes. And actually just having that 90 minutes to go, oh, for goodness sake, or have you tried this? That's a real great benefit.
I think it's been really interesting as well, seeing, so when we get to the discussing of whatever the topic of that week is, even though you are the only one currently who is just a team of one, having that focus that says, if you were me and you were a team of one and I did only have an hour a week to do this, what hour would you do? You suddenly see everybody else go, that's the crystallizing point. That's where we get to where you go. There are some things where it doesn't matter how big your team is, you still need to have that perspective that says, if I can't do all the things, I'm going to do nothing. Well, no, that's not the way it works. What's the one? And that's been really interesting to see some of the others go, oh, that's the one thing we'll do, then that's where we'll start. And I think that's been having that spread of different sizes of organization and different types of organization has actually really, like somebody said a couple of weeks ago, that it's kind of half is the things you get from the expert coaches, and then the other half, which is equally as valuable, is the discussion around between the members around, well, how would you try and implement that? Or we tried that, and it's brilliant just to see that evolve, isn't it? And it's such a lovely team as well. The group's just,
and it's really great that we have the sort of relationship we have when actually none of us have really met in person. You know, we've done all this virtually, but we've built up a great relationship, and almost you get a certain atmosphere and buzz on Zoom, which, let's be honest, you don't tend to get. But you know, we've learned about each other. We've found out about not just about what we do, but actually more about ourselves, and that's really great. You know, and all of a sudden you've got a group of people who actually I feel that I could phone any of them and go, oh, you know, are you able to give me some advice, or can I just tell you what's happened? And they go, yeah, it's not a problem.
Absolutely.
And which is amazing for a group that has really only just come together virtually.
Yeah, absolutely. So for people who might be sitting there now thinking, I just don't know, because if you look at it on the face of it, it's a big investment for something that people kind of don't really understand till you join it. I thought it was really interesting where you said, you know, previously, there's no way I could have afford to get that level of access to that level. What would you say to people who are sitting on the fence? What do people need to think about, and what might help them make a decision?
I think you need to think about, so what do you spend on training? So if you go to, Institute of Fundraising conference, or you go to the Hospice Fundraisers conference, that costs you X. What do you actually get out of that? And at what level are the speakers, are the content, what you're getting out of it? And then put that in the context of what you're spending on Thrive. And it is just value for money every way you look at it. You're getting a tailored program, you're getting something that you wouldn't get. Let's be honest, there's always sessions at conference when you think, yeah, I could go and have a coffee and a bun now. And there are levels, and you get to a conference and you think, oh, this is great if you're just starting out in fundraising, but for somebody who's been in it for 20 odd years, this isn't at my level. This is exactly at that level, and actually can be tailored to what you need and you want. I think that just sells it. And if you're watching this and you're on the fence, then this is a real investment in you, and your charity is making that investment for you, and they'll reap the rewards over and over.
I like that. Right. You've got a hello from Marie Priest. Hello, Michelle. Long time no see.
Oh, hi, Marie. Oh, my goodness. I hope all's going well. Marie and I work together on Southwest Wildlife Trust.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Nice. We've both gone in different directions now, but there you go.
So just tell me a little bit, Michelle, about, obviously, most of the people, well, everybody who's in Thrive at the moment, and also those who've joined so far, we all come with a background in fundraising, but most of us have got more experience in 2 or 3 areas than we have in the other areas. So just tell me a little bit about how that balance works for you in terms of the areas that aren't necessarily within your previous experience, and those that are. How does that balance out in terms of your engagement in those sessions?
I think if you've got so I've done a lot of major donor fundraising and trusts and grants fundraisings. That means that when you take part in those sessions, in a way you're sharing experiences, so you can add to the conversation, because you can actually say, yeah, I've tried that, or what about this? And then those things that you want to develop, or you haven't got so much skills level, you're there listening to everything. I mean, you're just like a sponge. I am just want to soak it all up and just take it all in. And also the fact that you record the sessions as well, it means that if you miss a session, you haven't missed out. You can watch it on catch up, as I call it. And or if you've talked about something and then you think afterwards, what did they say about that, you can actually go back and watch it. So so that I find the range of topics great, because it's a different thing every week. So you're not doing a sort of course of 6 and coming and going, oh well, I'll engage at sort of session 4 when they've got to my level. It's not like that at all. It's definitely wherever you are. And also you bring your previous career experience to the table as well. So we're all in certain roles at the moment, but you might have been an individual giving manager 5 years ago. So all that experience can be shared.
Perfect. Amazing. So we're about to start in Thrive. We're about to start, as you know, intake 2, which means we're 6 months, we're at the halfway point in, if your financial year is April to March, we're halfway through the year. Have you got any specific within Thrive, within the topics within Thrive, what are your focuses for the remainder of this year? Which bits are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the digital. I mean, I've had to, increase digital skills in the last 2 years beyond anything that I possibly could have thought I was going to be doing. So that's really an important side. The corporate side of it for me will be something that I'm focusing on, the individual giving side, I can pick out you know, you can pick out choice nuggets to use as you go through.
Brilliant. Amazing. Michelle, is there anything I haven't asked you about that you think I should have asked you about that we should be saying? I've covered everything on my list. There aren't. No, there's just Marie.
Yeah, I'm going to say, look, anyone watching and anybody watching it on catch up or however you do it, okay, this woman, Claire Warner, really cares about fundraising. She's really rubbish at asking you to join our courses. And let me say, they are excellent value for money. They're a brilliant development for you and your charity. So if you're sitting there watching this thinking, oh, I don't know, just sign up because you won't regret it.
Thank you, Michelle. I'll try not to go quite as red as I feel like I have. That's very lovely. Thank you very much. I didn't pay Michelle.
No, she didn't. No, I'm still paying her.
Thank you very much. That's amazing, Michelle. Thank you. So Michelle is in the Find Your Directors Fundraising Director Squad Facebook group. So if you've got any questions for her, she's in there. As are other Thrive members, I will identify them in there for you, so you've got the opportunity to ask them questions if you want to. You're also going to hear from Emma Malcolm from the Macular Society tomorrow, and Paul Courtney from Children's Hospice South West. I think that's also tomorrow. Then we've got Louise Morris, who is our major donors expert. She's on Thursday morning. And then this afternoon, it's just me, and I'm just going live to answer anybody's questions. I already have some that I'm going to address, but if you've got any questions and you want to either ask them in the group or come on the call and ask them, I'm on at, I think it's 3:30, same format as this, but I will be coming on and literally just answering questions that I've had by email that I think other wider people might be interested in the answer to, and anything else that anybody's got. So if you want to come along, as usual, these will sit in the Facebook group. They're there forever, so you can come back, catch up, nobble Michelle on whatever it is you want to talk to her about. So maybe how one person raises £4.7 million, whatever it is you want to know. But Michelle, thank you so much for today. Thank you everybody for watching. And Michelle, we will see you, us Thrivers, next Wednesday in our first call of the new cohort. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.